to my prayers. Yeah.
Swear to God, we suck! We suck! We suck! We suck! We suck! We suck! We suck!
Oh no! We suck again!
Yeah, right, the Larry Donnell football. Whatever happens.
Yeah.
That'll be a banner day.
Well, episode 2.
Yeah, episode 2. We've got some structure in episode 2. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, welcome to We Suck.
Yeah, We Suck with Alex and Andrew, or Andrew and Alex. I don't know.
Probably have to specify which one is Andrew and which one is
Right.
Alex.
I have a sexless name.
Yeah,
I'm
exactly.
Alex, guys, just in case that wasn't a clue.
I'm Alex.
Oh, well, that's confusing. That's Andrew. We fucked it all up, man. We've lost all the week 2 listeners. All 3 of them.
Yeah. They're like, who the fuck is who? What? Oh, God damn it. I'm getting the fuck out of here.
You guys should run.
Yeah.
Now.
Yeah, well, that's kind of been a crazy week anyways. Like, I'm maybe why I'm so confused about who I am is because I'm kind of in a daze still from
the Buccaneers.
Doing what?
Winning.
Like, are you sure about that?
No,
like,
I know you're in a state of denial because
Yeah.
you think it can't be true, but it happened. They can't take it
Yeah,
back.
I googled it recently, like today. When
You
I
mean
woke
today?
up, when I woke up this morning, like I was in bed and just like thinking, like wait
that
a
a
minute,
dream?
yeah, I was like a little hungover and was thinking, like, was that just some sort of blackout dream or something? But it was, I checked Google and it said
Yeah.
it actually happened. Like the Buccaneers actually won a game.
I was as
Like-
shocked as you. No, it's real. This isn't like a Jacob's Ladder scenario where this is like your life isn't flashing before your
Yeah.
eyes right before you die. Like this is actually happening.
Yeah, like actually this entire week didn't even make sense.
Yeah, there's a lot of crazy
The Browns
things this
winning.
week. Browns, oh my
Jags
god.
winning.
Take a moment to talk about the Browns because the Browns won against the Titans, the Marcus Mariota-led Titans, 28-14. That's huge. Johnny Manziel led Browns.
Yeah, but he threw like 15 attempts, you know,
Yeah.
which doesn't mean that, you know, he's not. This is like they're obviously playing with, you know, reservations about chucking up the ball.
Yeah,
all the
and they
fucking time.
should. They should
Yeah.
play with reservations. It is Johnny Manziel.
Which is why they should run
untested.
Isaiah Crowell, who is going to be starting next week on my fantasy.
Oh, well, I
team,
guess that's a
like,
good
just
move.
a lot. So, like, yeah, I mean,
Do you think McCown will come back? Josh McCown.
no, they're the Browns. They've been waiting for this to happen.
I like that. That's just an answer. No, they're the Browns.
No,
That's-
they're the Browns. They've been looking for this to happen the entire time. They probably they probably watched like the Buccaneers season last year and were like, oh, Josh McCown, like this guy does ridiculous fucking stunts, like spinning like a helicopter.
Yeah, that
So,
was
like
interesting.
at some point,
Cam
like,
Newton did it much better this week.
yeah,
Spinning
he
into the
almost
end
stuck,
zone.
he almost stuck that fucking landing.
Yeah, that was
Like,
almost a perfect 10.
Yeah, that was awesome. That
was really, really
that was,
cool.
That was a play of the week, I think. Like, for sure. That was
Yeah.
amazing.
I would say that was totally...
Look that up.
I mean,
if you
yeah,
haven't
if
seen
you
that.
haven't, you should probably Google that. Cam Newton.
I don't think he's
perfect
going to
flip.
try and do that again.
No, he
Right,
shouldn't.
yeah.
I'm sure his coaches were like, please stop doing shit
Yeah.
like that. You are a crazy person.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it was really impressive, though. I thought that was dynamite. And the Texans, like, could the Texans D couldn't stop that from happening, a perfect flip? I mean, I guess if it's perfect, they can't stop it.
Yeah, no, he can't stop. Can't stop Superman.
Can't stop the Cam?
I hate saying that. I hate that. That just makes me...
I feel like I have not
ill,
seen him
feel ill
do
talking about
the
that.
Superman this season.
Yeah.
But I
Yeah.
could be mistaken.
And this week it's been mostly crazy because the whole the rise of the backup quarterback.
Yeah.
You know,
They're not backups anymore. We've got Mallett with his first start. I mean, he lost. Texans lost 24-17 against the Panthers with that perfect flip. But Mallett was pretty good. He had some pretty good stats. I think he's shown that it's better to go with youth and the unknown than what you know with Hoyer.
Yeah, and I think that's like really one of the only good backup.
Attributes.
Like this is like one of the only backup quarterback situations that they've been able to choose. Like be like, oh, like, you know, screw fucking Brian Hoyer. I mean, that's what literally
Yeah.
probably what Bill O'Brien was saying, like in the headset at some point in the game. Screw fucking Brian Hoyer.
I have a feeling that is potentially what happened.
Verbatim.
Yeah.
Like, verbatim.
He's got probably spicier language.
A couple more fucks in
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
A couple more.
There's definitely a fuck Hoyer in there.
Fucks. Just all over the place.
Yeah, that's an interesting situation with the Texans. I feel like that's not going to be a great team this year, but they're interesting to watch. And then the Manziel thing, I think it's going to become a fuck McCown situation, where they're just like, oh, you're cleared for play, we're going with Manzi.
Yeah,
which is my new nickname.
They have a little
for
bit
Johnny
more of a
Manziel.
choice there. I mean, everybody else. I mean, maybe the Bears are kind of happy about. They can't be happy about.
Oh,
Jay
you mean
Cutler being out.
No, that's not the same. I feel like that.
Yeah,
Jimmy,
exactly.
No one's saying Jimmy Clausen's the future of this team. I don't think anyone's ever
I
said
think
that
there are
ever.
I think there are plenty of
You Bear fans
plenty
that say
of
that?
people in Chicago that think that.
They're dumb.
I mean.
Wait, are you saying that? I'm gonna call you out for being a dumbass if you
What?
say that.
mean, I don't think like Jay Cutler's
I don't think Jay Cutler's elite.
Is Jay Cutler
Is Jay Cutler elite?
Is Jay Cutler elite?
I don't think
Jay
so.
Cutler an elite NFL quarterback?
But if Jimmy Clausen's an elite quarterback, then
ESPN
so am
hot
I.
take of the day.
Yeah,
Is
no.
Jay Cutler elite?
You're right. Here's the thing, though. Last year, that was the conversation where they just took
Yeah.
Cutler out and they said, "Sure, let's give it to Clausen." And that was stupid then, and I think it'd be stupid now. Stafford is potentially out, so we'll have maybe Dan Orlovsky,
Yeah.
which I never thought I'd say Dan Orlovsky's name this year. The fact that it's coming out of my mouth is
It's
mind-blowing.
It's kind of crazy that there's so many of these quarterbacks all over the place that are journeyman quarterback kind of like material.
Yeah, Josh
which
McCown,
isn't like
the ultimate
which isn't
journeyman.
like a good label. Which I think is funny that like journeyman quarterback is such a like positive label of a quarterback, like positive spin on the fact that like a quarterback hasn't been able to establish himself as a franchise quarterback in any team.
They say journeyman, I think, to it's a euphemism for experience, but not necessarily good experience.
Yeah, it's what they fucking say. Like, it's what every owner. It's that's a GM term.
That's how they sold Josh McCown to the Browns. That's how he was sold to the Browns.
So,
and talking about McCown's,
and that's how they sell everybody. And I think it's ridiculous that like why not throw the rookies in at this point from?
So you're saying Luke McCown on the Saints?
These college quarterbacks. Oh, I mean, Luke McCown, like, it's going to happen.
Your Bucks injured Drew Brees, so we're going to actually see a Luke McCown.
Yeah, and I don't think that's as risky a move as, starting any other kind of, like, rookie college quarterback. Starting Bryce Petty or starting...
Would you start Bryce Petty? I mean, the Jets just won without him.
Or starting Brett Hundley if Aaron Rodgers got injured,
Well, that almost makes sense.
Why, I understand, they're not tailored yet to the professional football system, the professional playbooks and the huddle, and knowing how to huddle.
But this scenario is if they get injured.
That's I'm sorry, I didn't want to, push the IQ limit of these fucking quarterbacks, too much or whatever. They might have to learn how to fucking huddle.
Well, that's that whole thing that came out that Bryce Petty said in, I guess it was ESPN, where he was saying that, all these young guys like himself are uneducated in the ways of the NFL.
Well, fucking learn how to do it.
Well, that's his point, is the Jets gave him a shot, and he's learning.
Yeah.
But to put him in now, probably a mistake. But if, let's say Fitzpatrick got injured and...
I don't think a lot of these other backups, why not put these rookies at number 2 anyways instead of 4 or 3, I'm just trying to convince the NFL to put Aaron Murray on some number 2 spot
this is a push for Aaron Murray in Kansas City?
Yeah, it is, yeah.
One of the most unknown backup quarterbacks.
Yeah.
We're really going deep on these rosters.
Stealthy campaign, yeah.
We're going far down on the depth.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, all right.
Yeah.
I'm sure there are fans out there,
I'm just saying give the rookies a chance.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. The only chance they're going to have...
Why are we just constantly shuffling around Hasselbacks and fucking, Orlovskis? Why are they fucking, still have, I don't mean to, cut their careers short or anything, but... not that they're going to be poor after playing for 5 years in the NFL.
Hasselback's made a great career out of
buy
this.
a fucking Subway franchise or a Chick-fil-A or something. You're collecting hits, so why not just
let these young
retire
guys start
after
to collect these hits?
your first $15 million, and
I think a lot of these guys would be smart too.
Yeah, I mean, if don't try to extend your career. Don't worry, we'll remember you. Maybe. I
don't know about that.
And maybe it's wrong that the Hall of Fame is all about longevity.
Well, I think that in the future they'll be turning away from that.
Because
it's unhealthy.
It's directly attributing to injuries and long-term like issues.
Well,
so
yeah,
like, so I
if
don't.
we're talking about
yeah.
CTE, if we really want to bring this down, we can talk about the long-term effects of CTE.
Yeah, which I'm saying is like, like I'm sure Brett Favre has CTE.
Well, I'm sure most of these guys do.
Like the
No
way,
doctor.
how dirty they were playing back then, like.
Yeah.
That was, and there's some pretty tough defenses in that in their division.
I'm
and
sure the Kurt Warners and the Brett Favres of the world have some pretty big issues ahead of them, which
Yeah.
is sad, and I hate to say that, but it's probably true.
I just don't. Yeah. So retire and let these other college quarterbacks shine, because right now I'm watching too many Michael Vicks play. Like
Who's currently not playing, but I see what you're saying.
Yeah, but like he's like one step away from like getting signed to another team where like
I feel like he always
another
is.
injury. He is.
He was
is
close,
always
I
is
think,
a
on the
backup
Jets
on everything.
to
Yeah,
get
exactly.
re-signed.
So
I think
that's
he
what I'm
was.
saying. Yeah.
Kurt Warner and Brett Favre, they were old when they finished in the league, and probably shouldn't have been playing that long. They were old news by then. They were unfortunately, injured, and that's what ended their careers. If you're Kurt Warner, that's definitely what ended your career. And
so give the rookies a chance.
Give the rookies a
and
chance.
Save your brain.
Yeah.
As well.
I absolutely agree. And actually, I think we were about to talk about a rookie in our Diamond in the Dump segment. We were about to talk about Amir Abdullah, who was your Diamond in the Dump.
Yeah,
Maybe we should explain a little bit what Diamond in the Dump
Okay,
is.
Diamond in the Dump is a player that I think shines above the turds that are their fellow teammates. Right now, which the Detroit Lions.
Bunch of turds.
A bunch of turds right now walking around the field.
Lost to Minnesota 26-16.
Yeah, and I think Amir Abdullah is like one of the only real people that's kind of hustling out there on the field. Well,
he's fresh.
I mean, he's kind of like, fantasy like darling from Combine and preseason.
Yeah.
Like people were just geeking all over him. I was geeking all over him. I love
dirty when you
how
say
he
geeking
plays.
all over him, by the way.
Oh, geeking.
I think you mean geeking out on him.
Yeah, geeking all over him.
Geeking all over him sounds like you're coming all over him. Just FYI.
Well, maybe I am because I think a lot of people are about him.
Poor Abdullah.
And I think he's actually going to have a really great NFL career. I mean, he worked his way up all the way from playing the Senior Bowl. I watched him playing the Senior Bowl and the Shriner Bowl.
I love when people come out of the Senior Bowl.
Yeah. So when they were playing in St. Pete, like I was watching that game, even though like 20 people were in attendance for it, so I couldn't even believe this was on TV. But they'll put anything on the NFL Network during the off season.
They really will.
Yeah. So Amir Abdullah was shining he was just making everybody else look like just children in a sandbox. Like it was insane.
A
like
shining diamond.
He was rolling over everybody in the field, and I think he's got a lot of promise. So I name Amir Abdullah Diamond in the Dump because the Lions are awful, and they're going to be even worse if they have to have Orlovsky in.
Yeah, it's going to be a real shiny diamond in a big stinking pile of dumps when Dan Orlovsky's handing off to Amir Abdullah.
Right,
That's crazy.
Oh man, and who's the rookie behind Orlovsky? Like,
I actually. Oh, you know what? I read this today. There is no one behind Dan Orlovsky, so they have no choice unless they pick up
punter.
Yeah, emergency QB punter.
Yeah.
No, they have no choice unless they pick up like what we talked about, a Vic or a vet. I
bet Calvin Johnson could play quarterback.
But who's he going to
Hot
throw
take
to?
of the week.
Who's he going to throw to?
Uh.
Amir Abdullah out of the backfield?
Yeah, he can catch. See? It all comes full circle.
It really does.
Yeah.
Wow, really a diamond in the dump right there.
Yeah, he's great. And then
Full service.
And then runner-up is actually on the team as well, Zach Zinner. But only because he's just basically like a Mike Allstott clone. Or everybody wants to call him a Mike Allstott clone, and I'm totally willing to go with that. He's that corn-fed, big dude, big running back out of South Dakota State.
Yeah.
And he is...
He's mostly a special teams player.
He mostly,
I
know. Don't add him to your fantasy team. Everybody.
He had 1 yard running this week, guys.
I know. He's not a
FYI.
He's not a fantasy guy. I'm just saying, I love him because he basically looks like Mike Allstott.
Well, that's why he's the silver medalist, diamond in the dump.
Yeah. When he plays, he just exhibits Mike
Shines.
Allstott behavior, which just consists of being big and white and being able to barrel through people.
Well, there's a
that's
reason...
the only my loose connection to Mike Allstott.
Very loose, because he only has 1 yard rushing. So,
Well,
Allstott's killing
give
him.
Give the rookies a chance, you know, like
Sure.
you know, like
we already gave one rookie a chance
how long?
in this segment.
I mean, I know Joyce Bell is like what is in his second year or something.
No,
like, or
way
third
more than
year.
that.
Like yeah.
Yeah, I think it's 4, but I'll have to.
4.
We'll drop in the real fact later.
I mean, yeah.
Probably, maybe not.
Maybe it won't. Yeah, maybe.
I like Joke Bell. You know what he can catch? He can really catch.
So can Amir.
Right, I get that, and that's
Zach
why he's
Zenner
our
can
diamond
catch
in
too.
the dump.
He was catching a lot in the
Not in the
combine
NFL.
and
Yeah.
preseason. Not in the,
Really, Amir Abdullah is second to none in the diamond in the dump. If Zach Zenner's our silver medalist,
well,
I mean, that's insane.
what's less than a diamond?
A ruby, a semi-precious stone. I don't know anything about this.
Yeah. Okay, then
I
we're
don't
gonna go
actually
with
wear a lot
that.
of jewelry.
Then we should go with semi-precious stone
In the dump.
on the dump.
It's a little wordy.
I kind of like it.
All right,
So Zach
we'll
Zenner
work on
is
it.
the semi-precious stone in the dump. Amir Abdullah, shining diamond, and what is a
That's a big gap.
stinky ass dump.
Yeah, that's a
right
big
now.
gap. Diamond to semi-precious
Yeah.
stone. It's
Yeah.
a pretty big gap.
Maybe I'm polishing the turd a little bit too much, but like
You know what? I like this take.
I like him a lot.
I can tell.
Only so I can like justify like watching all those bullshit like bowl games before the combine that only scouts go to.
Yeah,
and-
yeah, you watched a
and
lot of that
only-
this
only
offseason.
unemployed people watch instead of like The Price is Right.
Right,
So,
which is better than The Price is Right, so good on you for
I
making
love
that
The
choice.
Price is Right.
Oh, let's move on.
I would have a picture-in-picture. Yeah.
We don't have that option. Do we? Wait, do we have that
do.
option?
Yeah, we do.
Oh, I've been
I
misusing
just
our
don't know how to do
DirecTV.
it.
That's
I'll be honest.
that's our plug for DirecTV. We've got picture-in-picture, but we don't know how to use it.
Yeah.
Pay us, DirecTV.
Give us.
Pay us now.
We will.
I'll write good copy, I
we will
swear.
write amazing copy for DirecTV.
That's insane. You know what? I like this Diamond in the Dump segment, and I have a sub-segment idea, and I'm just going to put it out there. A giant New York dump, and he's known as JPP, Jason Pierre-Paul.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm just going to talk very briefly about this. Giants lost to Atlanta 24-20 this week in a heartbreaking fourth quarter loss. Started the fourth quarter 20-10.
Twice in a row now.
Yeah,
not
2 weeks
just
in a row.
not just in losing, but just having the lead and just totally crumbling.
Yeah, there's a lot of fourth quarter crumbling happening.
Welcome to my world.
Yeah, I feel like a Buccaneers
Welcome to my
fan.
world.
I feel like an honorary Buck this week. I'm about to invest in a paper bag, even though I'm watching at home.
Yeah.
So yeah, Jason Pierre-Paul. Jason Pierre-Paul. The pictures
yeah.
of his hand came out this week. Pictures of his hand came out, and it's bad. It's worse than I thought. I read something saying that he could file a grievance if the Giants didn't let him come back. Contractually, he would be able to file a grievance, and a independent doctor could judge whether he was worthy of coming back or
All
not.
these independent doctors.
So I don't know what that even means. Yeah.
I think everybody needs to stop with these independent doctors. Like,
Can we talk about what that hand looked like for a second? Because it was bad. Like,
Yeah.
real bad. He will never be able to grip a sandwich, let alone an offensive lineman
I
again.
would say his interception percentage is going to go down, but like,
That's an understatement.
yeah. But at the same time, like, I'd be interested in knowing what the policy on prosthetics in the NFL is.
Yeah,
So-
but wouldn't you have to wear, like, a glove
Yeah,
at
but
that point?
they can make that work.
So, I mean...
I
don't
think
know.
it would be very interesting to know what they got cooking in terms of prosthetics and what the legal requirements, if there are any. You know, people were getting mad about like Gronk's brace, you know, like, and the
Right,
fact
which I
that he
think
was
that
like
hinders
thrown
him.
around, you know, and I was just like, yeah, it hinders him, and I mean, I guess it would hurt a little bit, but you're getting smacked around anyways. So, but I wonder if you could, you know, make some sort of prosthetic attachment, and that's fascinating, which goes in the same line as a lot of prosthetics where, like say, the people that are running the Olympics, that are going, oh, it's not fair that they're running on blades, you know, like prosthetic blades, you know, when they're running track in the Olympics.
Which
you
is
know.
bullshit.
And it's which is bullshit because it's actually harder to run on blades anyways, and people don't understand the physical exertion that it takes.
Yeah.
So I would be interested in see if there would be any objections if he did do that and actually attach some sort of prosthetic that would allow him to, you know, have some sort of like fingers that would, you know, help in his at least blocking, tipping
That's the main
passes
concern.
and whatnot. You know,
He was a good pass tipper.
I mean, you know, it's. I still think he's got like some potential, but I don't know. I stupid as shit as the move was. I hope that he comes out and comes above it and comes over it. But I think it's going to be difficult, and it may not be this season.
Yeah.
You know, and
Man, he lost out on so much money.
but if he comes back like fucking Terminator, you know, like
I hope it's
that
my
would be
team
super,
if that's true.
super fucking badass.
I think it would be an
in the
uplifting story.
off-season,
I think
you
it would
know,
be
that's
cool, and
Yeah.
I think the Giants would benefit from someone with his skills.
And JPP can definitely afford it.
Well, you know, JPP is a big dumpster fire right now, but team-wise, next up we've got dumpster fire of the week, which we've chosen as the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yes, and you've got to be happy about this.
I am very happy.
You're
about
actually
this.
going to agree with me.
Yeah. Actually, you're right. This isn't the first time I'm going to agree with you this episode. This will be like the second or third.
Strange.
Which I think is a milestone.
You call me in like a more lucid moment after
a Bucks win.
Yeah, after Bucks win. I'm
You're
a little
not a
calmer.
crazed fan.
Yeah, I'm not rabid.
You're right. You're not rabid.
We were saying last week, I was like,
You're a rabid
I'm
squirrel.
a wounded animal.
Yeah. Yeah, you were a rabid squirrel.
I'm no longer a wounded animal. I am a lion.
A winner.
A winner. Yeah.
A winning lion.
Yeah.
I am the wounded animal this week, which causes me to lash out and just just bask in the glory of other teams' losses, like the Philadelphia Eagles, losing to a Romo-less Dallas, 20-10.
Yeah.
Somehow, I mean, he wasn't.
Don't even need
gone the whole
Romo
game,
because
but,
you know, go figure when you replace your entire team.
Yeah.
That somehow it takes a while to get that to gel. Big fucking surprise.
So, I mean, here we got Brandon Whedon filling in for Tony Romo, and the Eagles still couldn't wrap that up.
Well,
I mean, he replaced him in the third quarter. It wasn't like it was at the end.
No, well, you know, elite quarterback Sam Bradford is just
Sam Bradford, is he elite?
It's just so much.
No.
Yeah.
The answer is no.
I don't understand like
Anything about the
I don't
Eagles?
understand how Chip Kelly doesn't understand that changing his entire team isn't going to result in the same kind of win-loss record. Like, his genius is not going to, like, in a player-driven league, his genius
isn't going to will wins.
Yeah, exactly.
I know.
His
they
college,
still have a terrible O-line.
His college schemes aren't going to, like, win games. Good players are going to win games. And just because good players don't adhere to your philosophy of football, whatever the fuck that means.
Yeah, they'll
you
just
know,
trade 'em
like
away or
some
drop 'em
bullshit
or-
like
yeah.
that, you know, like, get rid of your good players, you know, like, that's a great idea.
I find
You know,
it
like-
astounding. I mean, DeMarco Murray, who is an excellent player, should be an excellent player on any team, but with an O-line like the Eagles have, it seems next to impossible for him to excel on the Eagles. And
Yeah.
I think Chip Kelly has no understanding of that. I mean, he's got an amazing backfield. He's got Darren Sproles. He's got Ryan Matthews.
Yeah, Darren Sproles, who I was thinking about being the diamond in the dump as well. Like
that would have been a good diamond in the
he's
dump.
great. I love Darren Sproles.
Amazing player. I feel bad for him that he's on the Eagles right now. It's sad.
Saints didn't know what they missed.
The Saints
They're
really.
like, we'll just replace him with some similar sized guy that we can use in the same kind of scheme.
I think. I mean, unless
Just like
the
Pierre
Saints
Thomas,
had picked
they got rid
up.
of Pierre Thomas, and you're like, God, what the fuck is wrong
Yeah,
with you?
unless the
Like,
Saints picked up like a Danny Woodhead clone, getting rid of Darren Sproles was a mistake. I just think that was so stupid. But you know what? We are talking about another dumpster fire. We could have picked the Saints too because they were bad.
Oh, I want to save that for when they're like 0-6.
Right.
Like,
Okay, let's save that.
I'm gonna like, oh man, it's gonna be sweet and delicious.
See, that feeling that you're getting thinking about talking about the Saints is what I'm feeling talking about Chip Kelly and the Eagles. I am feeling like this is a beautiful, beautiful moment for the Giants. And this is bad for the Eagles, like real bad.
Yeah, it's not looking good. It's not looking good at all. And it's not looking good at all for the rest of the NFC East.
Oh, the NFC East is
you know, like
a
Dallas
disaster.
won, but they've lost their season, I think, because it
their
relies on
future's
Brandon
gone.
Whedon. Redskins, always a dumpster fire.
Yeah, they won this week,
They've
but
been
I think
a
it was a
dumpster
fluke.
fire. Yeah, exactly.
Redskins won 24-10 over the Rams, but it was a fluke. I'm calling it now. It's 1-1. Redskins is
the
still.
Rams
They might
just
as well
couldn't-
be 1-6
Rams
already.
just couldn't get their running game going, which disappoints me because I got a favorite player, Trey Mason, on there too, and I wanted to name him diamond in the dump.
Yeah.
But, you know, they just haven't fucking played him enough.
He probably hasn't shown enough to call him the diamond in the dump, but I think he could be in future segments. Absolutely.
Yeah, SEC.
We've got an incredible division right now. We've got a 2-0 Dallas Cowboys that will have no Des Bryant, no Tony Romo probably for the rest of the regular season. And then we've got the Redskins, who are 1-1, but they'll collapse at any point. It'll be fine. It'll happen.
They're
that
both
collapse.
destined for failure.
And we've got the
season.
Eagles. We've got the Eagles who are 0-2. And, you know, we were talking about the dumpster fire of the week, but it's leading us perfectly into our biased take of the week.
Which is?
The New York Giants will win the NFC East.
Yeah, this is...
Don't laugh at me. Don't you fucking laugh at me.
Well, it's crazy. It's crazy that this is... Oh, it's crazy that it might be...
Is it not even all that biased of a take?
It's... Well, no. I'm just saying you guys came out even. Because you guys, even though you guys lost, your offense still looks good. Beckham still looks good. Running game looks good. You know, with Shane Vereen, so many points are being scored. Doing an okay job getting points on the board because you guys have been up.
Yeah.
Both games. So
our defense collapses in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, your defense is not good, and
losing 24-20 to the Falcons was a disaster. But you're right. We come out even.
We come out even with all these other circumstances in the NFC East.
It's incredible. I mean, the NFC East was lit on fire this week, and I'm just watching the whole house burn down, and it's crazy awesome. I love it.
The Giants, as long as they survive this apocalypse in the NFC East, will
prevail.
Could
prevail.
You know, and hope whenever Victor Cruz
comes back,
like that's hammy. I mean, that's really hurting you guys.
It'd be nice if we didn't have Ruben Randle.
I feel like you lose 10 points. You
every game,
points every game when you don't have Victor Cruz in. So
it would be nice if we didn't have Ruben Randle as our second wide receiver.
Preston Parker,
and
competing for the job of second.
Oh my God, Preston Parker is the most disappointing wide receiver. I've never seen more drops from one receiver in a game. I'm pretty sure than this past week.
Yeah,
it's mind blowing.
But you guys could make it.
We could make it. We have a real dearth of talent without Victor Cruz. It's kind of crazy. The fact that Odell Beckham didn't have any catches in the second half is troubling, and it's insane.
And he wasn't even really being targeted, I don't think either. So
not really. You're correct. Why you don't feed the ball to your number one player on offense to win the game is mind blowing. I mean, they threw to Preston Parker as the last wide receiver in the game to get an attempt. Like, why?
Yeah,
why?
It doesn't make sense.
Preston Parker. Nobody besides me and you know who Preston Parker is.
I don't know. Maybe Odell said something to Tom. Made him grumpy.
Pissed him off?
Yeah.
It doesn't take much to make that guy grumpy.
Yeah.
Moving on, I think we should wrap up a little bit here. I want to talk...
about what else has sucked in the NFL?
Yeah, I want to talk about what else has sucked. And I want to talk about how... I want to just do a brief thing about Jameis Winston. I want to just say it's unfair what happened to him this past week, how everyone was saying that it was a bust. Like, not everyone, but people said, Jameis is a bust. Mariota cleaned his clock. And you know what? Mariota's clock got cleaned a little bit this week. And I took a little pleasure in it.
Like 700 fumbles?
Yeah, that's accurate number. I wish it was 700 fumbles.
It was like 3 or 4 fumbles. And
at 4, you really might as well do 700. But, that's the thing.
You've lost the game at 4 fumbles.
Yeah. And Jameis had a great
Mariota
game this
had
week.
a fumbling problem in college, and nobody wanted to ever talk about that. And I thought it was so funny that everybody's ragging on Jameis all the time about fucking interceptions in his college, especially his last year, going like, he threw a lot of interceptions. Like, oh my God. It's like, oh my God, mistakes happen in college football? I never imagined. Anyways, Mariota was fumbling just as much as Jameis was throwing interceptions, and nobody ever wanted to talk about that.
Yeah. But
a turnover's a turnover. So,
I agree. Yeah, and Mariota...
So Jameis may throw a lot of interceptions, and that's, the reality I, told you again all the time that I've accepted, which why I haven't gotten very upset about the interceptions.
Yeah.
Like, I just,
But he had a great game this week. You should be ecstatic.
With a couple great throws, too. He didn't, he threw, a couple bad throws, but not really that bad.
Not that bad. And by the way, you were not ecstatic when you won the game, because you get rageful when you lose. But when you won, and you haven't won against the Saints in years, and you won yesterday.
4 years, yeah.
Yeah, you guys haven't won since 2011 against the Saints, and you won yesterday, and it was like you were numb. just numb. And it was I was almost disturbed. I just wanted to make sure that, like, you weren't stroking out on me.
That might happen this season at some point.
I always thought the strokes were going to be, like, rage strokes. I didn't know they would be, like, joy and shock strokes.
Yeah, I don't know. It's crazy. I'm kind of speechless when it comes to it, which is bad for a podcast, but
Speechless. The rest of this episode will be silent.
Yeah, yeah, I think Texas is going to be really hard next week.
If JJ Watt doesn't
I think we
end
can
the season tomorrow, it'd be a big day.
I think Jameis can outscore fucking Ryan Mallett.
I don't think that's controversial.
Yeah, exactly. Which I think is funny. Like, a lot of other people be like, oh, well, that's not true. Like, Ryan Mallett, he's worked under Tom Brady for so many years. Oh, clearly, because he was named the starting quarterback for the Texans. Like,
Except he wasn't.
Yeah.
He just was thrown in there.
Exactly.
By happenstance.
Thrown in because the Texans just fucking do that.
He was thrown in because Bill O'Brien is, I don't know, cranky?
Was indecisive from the start about it.
Indecisive and like, cranky.
Hadn't actually made a decision. He just, like...
That's what's so interesting. You're absolutely right. That's really true. He had not made a decision, which is why we saw a different quarterback this week.
Yeah. So, I think the Bucs could do all right. As long as you just keep on putting points on the board. Because that was the problem in the second half, is that we kind of, like, shirked and didn't go for the big plays, which I was okay. I was okay sticking with the running game. I don't understand why we take Doug Martin out in the second half and we just fucking play Charles Sims like the entire time. He did okay, but I would prefer to see Doug Martin more in an every down role throughout the entire game instead of trying to push this Charles Sims thing, and trying to justify this draft pick. Like, it's fine. Charles Sims is fine. He does his thing, throw him a bucket pass, whatever. Like, I'm cool with that. Mm-hmm. But, like... Yeah. Like, just let the muscle hamster play. I
agree. I think Doug Martin could have increased that score. The Buccaneers ended up winning over the Saints 26-19. I think you guys did beautifully. And I cannot express to you how happy I am for you because I've seen such heartbreak in this living room over and over again.
Yeah.
And what's really incredible is the level of excitement I exhibited and the, like, subdued level of joy you exhibited.
Yeah, everybody was going fucking crazy around us, except
for you.
Me, well, because I was afraid. I was like, wait for it. Like, there's gonna be some, like,
crazy flag
or something, or, like, we're reviewing the past 2 quarters. When
it said final score up there on the screen, I was just like, no, it's over, Andrew. Like, it's over. You're okay. Everything's okay.
Roger Goodell could take away this win.
You won't sleep easy until week 3.
Get to hike. Yeah, just hike the football.
In week 3, and then it's official.
Okay, cool. Okay, now I'm 1-1.
Some people might call you a paranoid fan. I'm one of those people.
So that's what sucks about the NFL. I think we covered a lot, actually.
Yeah. I mean, endless.
This week about there's been a lot of sucking in the NFL this week.
We've covered an endless amount of sucking.
A lot of potential sucking.
Yeah, future sucking.
Future sucking is going to be interesting for sure.
Yeah, let's do a recap. We've, like you said, we've covered past sucking, future sucking, current sucking, and first up, backup quarterbacks running the league now. We've got Mallett, Manziel, Whedon, Clausen, Luke McCown, Dan Orlovsky. That list is astounding. We covered the diamond in the dump. We've got Amir Abdullah as this week's winner on Detroit. Yeah, on Detroit, just killing it. Diamond and in Zach the dump. Zenner. Yeah, Zach Zenner, I'm not even going to mention that. That makes no sense. Our bias take of the week. New York Giants will win the NFC East, which is reasonable, I think.
Temper those expectations. But yeah, sure. It's
raining on my parade.
Your chances got a lot better.
They did.
Despite losing this week. This is like one of the few weeks that I can think of a team that
a loss is even. A loss comes out even. And that leads us to the dumpster fire of the week, which is indisputably the Philadelphia Eagles.
Yeah, Philadelphia Eagles are a definite dumpster fire, but
a real suckfest.
Yeah, it's. I thought it was maybe some people would be probably like everybody in Philadelphia would probably be like, whoa, man, like, we're not a dumpster fire yet. But
disagree.
I disagree. This has like been how do you have DeMarco Murray and
And not win?
And not win.
A bad O-line
with this.
and a bad coach.
Like, LaShawn McCoy was doing just fine as well last year.
You're right.
And here we got a completely different team. And
maybe he just sees Sam Bradford handing off to him, and he's like, oh, God, that's our quarterback? And he gets, like, all messed up in the head and just can't go more than a yard. That's my take.
Oh, Sam. Sam.
That is bad.
Dear Sam.
Bad news bears on the
Poor Sam.
on the Eagles. That's We Suck this week, and I think we really covered it. Just a huge suckfest.
Huge suckfest. So thanks, guys, for listening. Come back next week for more, and we'll be covering week 3 and hopefully more sucking.
Yeah, and you know what? Just a plug, don't forget to rate and review us on iTunes. You can even tell us how much we suck if you want. I don't really care. Fuck you.
Very mean. Goodbye.
So polite.
Goodbye.
I'm going with fuck you.
Bye-bye now.
When I'm writing, I'm trapped in between the line. I escape. When I finish the rhyme, I got soul.
Time keeps on slipping into the future. 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 Time keeps on slipping, still slipping, still slipping. Time keeps on slipping, still slipping, still slipping. Time keeps on slipping, still slipping, still slipping. Time keeps on slipping, still slipping, still slipping.
Think about it, wait, erase your rhyme, forget it, and don't waste your time, cause I'll be in the crowd if you ain't controlling it. Drop the mic, you shouldn't be holding it. If you ain't got it, I'ma make an encore. Take the mic, make the people respond for the all, cause that's the way it'll have to be, if you wanna get on after me.
Time keeps on slipping.